Hey guys, this is a throwback video of Nature Boy telling his young followers, because they were all so young, every last one of them, under 30, that's what it looked like to me, telling all of them that people who gave him money and contributed to his following and teachings are idiots, because he said there's no other person who can take money from an individual. People are giving him money willingly to humiliate them. And he pointed to every last one in the room and pretty much called them out. And he said, okay, how much have you given me? How much have you given me? Now I saw that Solar was in the midst. He was among this group. And he said he had given Nature Boy 30,000. You're talking about all of people's money, hard-earned money that they saved. Their life savings they give to Nature Boy. And those who did not come with any type of money, he would take the credit cards and use the credit cards. Let these people take out loans. They come, on their credit cards, max out the cards, and then move on to the next person. This guy, I'm telling you, folks, the reason why I keep releasing these little video clips is for those out there in the public who is thinking of joining a cult, for them to see how easily people get brainwashed. And you can sit in front of that individual and they call you an idiot for following them, for giving up your money to be, and for you to be humiliated by them. And he's going to call you an idiot and you just sit there and smile. That's total brainwashing. And every last one of them went through it and they endured. And I would hate to think if this cult was not broken up by him being incarcerated, what would happen to these people? Where would they be now? Their lives. I can only imagine. Because he did a lot of damage in the 10 years that he was operating. And I would hate to think if he was still around and these people still had access to him, what would become of them? Now, in this clip, Nature Boy is instructing one of the ladies to slap Malia. And Malia, because she was so brainwashed, was brainwashed and still is brainwashed, just smiled and said, oh, that was a good one, as she continued to massage his foot.
Attitude on her face.
What? Say, ooh, that was a good one.
Now, Malia continued to rub on his leg, one leg, as another female rub on the other foot and leg. And let me tell you something, folks. This man was so abusive, and these women accepted it. There's some people who like being abused. I understand that, but this was really sad to see. Imagine this man instructed another female to slap you in the face. And all you can say is that's a good one. That's what Malia pretty much said. That's a good one. And I said to myself, boy, she's far gone. She would need some deep therapy to snap out of it.
Let me punch you in your shin.
Now, in the same breath, he said, let me punch you in the shin. And I hope he did not punch anybody in the shin. I mean, this man was so reckless and abusive that I'm really surprised that more people did not step up to the plate and file charges on him.
I'm an abusive man. That's what I am. I need a woman that like to be abused.
Can you imagine putting out a statement like that for the public to hear? But I get to see the dynamic between Malia and himself, because now I understand that he likes to abuse her out of pleasure. It gives him pleasure. And she likes the pain and the agony of all the pain because that's what she likes. It would take forever for me to explain it, folks. But there are some people in the world who are just like that. They enjoy pain. And Malia might be one of them people. I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying with all the pain that she endured at the hands of Nature Boy, she might be a person who likes to receive pain.
I'm an abusive man. That's what I am. I need a woman that like to be abused.
Well, Nature Boy could not have said it any plainer. He likes a woman who likes to be abused. So when he gets out, if any of you women out there want to join up with him, be prepared in your mind that he is going to abuse you.
We said right smack. Smack. No, smack her. Fucking playing, bitch. Get your motherfucking mouth. Sit down.
And these are the type of abusive actions that these women suffered when they were in carbonation. And a lot of them have not come forth as yet to tell their story because they're so ashamed that they allowed themselves to go through it. Since he has been locked up, they have assimilated themselves back into society, and a lot of them just want to move on with their lives. They don't want to even remember that they were once a part of carbonation. And so they remain silent about what they went through. But you know what? It's an experience in which they went through. They will never forget it. And it will resurface in other things. Maybe in their relationships, when they get married, something is going to trigger that negative behavior and they are going to strike out because it was so devastating.
Sit up, bitch.
I haven't heard any spiritual teaching here. All I heard is a man belittling women, calling them hoe and bitches and all kinds of demeaning terminology. So when people say they are going or were going to join carbonation, it was a farce. There was no spiritual leadership or teaching. It was just a man who wanted commune of women to serve him, and men also, with different depraved sexual acts. So this really was a sex commune because everybody who came into the camp, every woman he would have sex with. This is what was reported. Whether or not they came with their own spouses or boyfriends, it did not matter to him. So he gave the order for another young woman to be smacked while everybody sat there. All these women sat there motionless like mummies, and they just allowed this young woman to be smacked. And then he said, smack her again, harder. But if you guys notice, they all had the same type of hairstyle. They sat similarly, the same. They dressed similarly or the same. And so it was truly a cult. So this was the pattern. He was beating up on these young women through other women, other young women. When he got mad at these young women, he would tell another one to go smack that one. So of course, people would have hard feelings, I would imagine. And there would be resentment, as reported by some of the ex-carbonation members. Now, for that and a lot of other reasons, there was always a revolving door. People were leaving as people were coming.
I don't know nobody else like me, bro. I don't know nobody else on this planet like me, bro, that could say that they're God and they got real life worshipers.
I guess it's hard for the average person to believe that this madman who claimed that he is God, that people actually believe that. But yes, people actually believed it. The folks out there in carbonation at that time, before all this stuff got dismantled, they believed that he was God. And so he would do all kinds of atrocities and get away with it. Normally, you do stuff like that to anybody, they will fight you. But they believed in him. They believe in his doctrine. They believe that he was the Messiah. So he said he's God. So let me see him break out of prison, because he's in prison right now, or jail.
God. And they got real life worshipers in they like literally people don't understand like these women and people that come to me, they mostly worship me, bro. They really link I'm God, bro, and I am God. And they know I'm God and they souls belong to me. Just like in the Bible, Jesus said, these sheep, no one can take them away from me because God has given to me. And it's like literally y'all are doing the same thing, bro. Y'all follow me everywhere I go.
I wonder at what point did any one of them in that moment said, this N-word, the N-word, is not God. He is just a thug off the street who came out here to front. So I was really astonished as he was going around the room asking folks, how much do you give? How much you give? And they were calling out numbers, mad numbers. And I said, are you serious? You give this man $30,000, $40,000, $70,000 just like that because you're looking to see God and you're looking for spiritual enlightenment Child, I would have told you to keep your money and just get on your knees and pray. Because you ain't got to look for God. God is all around you. The trees, the flowers, the birds, the bees, all around you. The heavens, the waters, the ocean, the Milky Way. God is everywhere, all around you. You don't have to seek God.
Y'all won't even let me go out the room, bro. Y'all carry me upstairs to go to sleep. Bro, I don't gotta do nothing. I just say right now. I swear to God, right now, anything I want from this house, I get. Like, if I sit in this chair, I'm like, take my shoes off.
And folks, that's how you recognize a false leader from a real spiritual leader. That's one of the things. Because you have the power to make people move and do whatever you want them to do, does not mean you should abuse that power. And folks, these were all young men he was talking to, and they ran and took his shoes off and handled the shoe with care. And I say, look at this crap. This is how people's mind can be so easily manipulated.
Rub my feet.
Next, he gave the command to rub his feet. And about 4 or 5 men are in front of him, young men, rubbing his feet. And I said, look at this crap. These are young men, and I'm sure if their girlfriends were to tell them, rub my feet, they're not going to do it. They're going to say, oh, rub your own feet, or some foolishness. But this grown man is telling them to rub his feet, and they all rubbing the feet. I said, you know what? Y'all need a spanking.
Hey, where my admin at? Get on your face, ho, respect the black man.
So now he's telling this person, and it's probably Malia, because he would tell her to, I saw the clip where he told her to get on her face, and she did, with her face, nose, everything pointed to the ground, and she's straight. I said, look at this ish. So he's telling somebody to get on their face or respect him. And I stand corrected because I saw at least 3 people on their faces, nose pointed to the ground. So it was not only Malia who was receiving this type of treatment. So the relationship he had with Malia was sadomasochistic tendency behaviors. That's what I observed from looking at all these videos. It was a sadistic type of relationship where he would induce all this sadistic behavior upon her and she would receive it. Sadomasochistic. There are people like that in this world. Some people like to inflict pain and others like to receive the pain. It gives them pleasure. We can't understand it, but it exists.
The black man is God.
The black man is God.
Put your arms to the side. Black man, I apologize to you.
Black man, I apologize to you
for being a bitch.
for being a bitch.
For not supporting your dreams and your ambitions.
For not supporting your dreams and ambitions.
Black man, you are the greatest man to ever be on this motherfucking planet, even in your ignorance.
Black man, you are the greatest man to ever be on this planet, even in your ignorance.
And I should support you up or down, rich or poor. I should give my money to you, but I'm sitting here with your ego.
And I should support you up or down. I should give my money to you.
I should give my money to you, black man. Say it.
I should give my money to you, black man.
Because in the end, you all I got.
Because in the end, you're all I got.
You are my protector.
You are my protector.
And just because you down don't mean that I got to disrespect you.
And just because you're down doesn't mean I gotta disrespect you.
Outstanding.
I stand out.
Well, go ahead and stand up then. Outstanding. Bitch, if you ever stand over me, I will. You gotta humiliate these hoes. They humiliating you.
Unbelievable, just unbelievable that people fall for such crap and they could not even figure out or even see that this man was a crazy man. One member said in spite of the bad treatment, the people did not want to go home. Some of the people anyway did not want to go back home because they had given up everything. They had given all their life savings to this guy, this nature boy. They had no jobs to go back to. Their families, a lot of them cut ties with their families because Nature Boy encouraged them to cut ties with the family or families. And some of them felt so ashamed that they did not want to leave because they were locked into this type of negative and dysfunctional relationship in Nature Boy. And some of them did things that they would never otherwise do at his command, like threesomes. But he didn't treat the men any better. Everybody was humiliated. Here's an example of how he treated the guys.
Look at your life and look at mine. You wish you can do this, nigga, with your life, and you would do it in your own way. You could never do what I'm doing right now. Never. You would need, I'm doing this without money. They gave me money. Could you find some idiots online to pay you to do this to them? I bet you could.
So he's essentially calling them idiots for giving him money and humiliating them at the same time. And they're just smiling and grinning.
Can you find some weak niggas online that have money that will give you money to humiliate them publicly? Can you do it?
Well, that's an insult if I ever heard one. He's calling these guys weak, and they handed over their money to him to be publicly humiliated. I mean, just throwing the salt in the wound. But Nature Boy knows he don't have no special powers, and he knows these people only came to him because they're searching and seeking, and they're weak. They are weak. And I would say they're weak too. Anybody, a man, that is, and woman, who will go down on their face. They're going to lie down on their face because somebody tells them to. And for the man, they're going to rub his feet because he tells them to. And they all handed over their life savings. If you're seeking God, you don't have to hand over your life savings. The minute someone who's claiming to be a spiritual leader tells you to hand over your life savings, then you should run because they're not of God. And a lot of them probably handed over all their money because they figured, okay, if I give this man all my money and he's supposed to be the Messiah, I'm going to find grace. He's going to bless me and let me see the kingdom and let me come to the kingdom. I said, some people will fall for anything. You can sell them pieces of the Brooklyn Bridge.
You find some weak niggas online that have money that will give you money to humiliate them publicly. Can you do it? If you can, let me know. Let me know. To their faces, like a real nigga. I'm the real troll, and they paid me to do this to them.
Apparently, this is his pep speech for the new recruits. That's what it looks like. Imagine you hand over your hard-earned cash, your life savings for some of these people to Nature Boy, and then he calls them an idiot for doing so. I said these were the new recruits because I see a woman in the midst of all these men.
How much money you gave me, sir? How much money did you give me? You ain't gave me shit. You've been feeding off of that. You've been feeding off everybody. But if you can give me money, how much would you give me? How about you? How much money you give me? 70,000. 70,000. And you? Nothing. If I could, everything I have. If you got win the lottery right now, would you give it to me? All the whole year. All the thing. You would give me the whole lottery if you won? I'd give you a whole lottery. How about you? Yeah. You've given me how much? Now, $30,000. And you, how much have you given you? A few thousand. And I if you hit the lottery, would you give it all to me?
Folks, this is the kind of craziness that goes on in these cults. These people hand over all their money willingly. They get insulted, they get abused, they get raped, they get maltreatment. And they receive all those things with a smile until they get good and fed up and tired of all the insults, and then they leave. And they leave with nothing to start all over again out here in the world. So, folks, if you or anyone you know is thinking of joining a cult, please don't do it. This video is only serving to educate, and it's serving as a teaching tool for those who are thinking of making the mistake of joining a cult. YouTubers, before you leave the page, can you hit all the bells and the buttons? Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet, And if you would like to drop an offering in the super thanks area, just click that on and you will see the monetary amounts that you can give. I believe the lowest is $1 or $2. But if you would like to support the channel monetarily, I greatly appreciate it and I thank you in advance. Guys, I will see you in the next video. I'm over and out. Thank you for watching.